my channel. Today I have a monthly December pick a card for you. This is going to be the message and the energy that you can expect for the month of December. I want to welcome you to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Eileen Rouse. I am a spiritual life coach and a psychic intuitive, and I provide you with guidance, wisdom, and inspiration every other week. If you are back and you have been here for quite a while, welcome back. Thank you so much. We truly do appreciate having you be a part of the Spirit Fam. And I want to let you guys know that there are some changes coming to the channel. As you are aware, I am no longer doing individual zodiac reads. I will, however, be offering them to you via a Patreon account. I do want to let you know that we are finalizing that. It is finally coming to completion, and I'm hoping that we will be able to offer it to you in the mid-month of December. So please look down in the description box, as all of that information will be down there. Now, as you can see, I do have 3 piles in front of you that you will be able to choose from for this month. I do want to let you know this is going to be a general read, so it's not going to resonate with every single person out in the collective. So I want you to take with you what resonates, Spirit Fam, and leave the rest. Understand that when I do these readings, they are being done for a collective read, so I will be receiving lots of different types of energy. So take what resonates and leave the rest. So what I would like for you to do now is really pay close attention to the 3 piles in front of you. Here we have pile 1. Here we have pile 2. And here is pile 3. Now, if you are wondering what cards I am using today, they will be listed down in the description box. So feel free to check out which decks are what down in the description box. So this is actually going to be the Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine. Pile 2 is going to be the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. And pile 3 is going to be the Archangel Power Tarot deck from Radleigh Valentine. So I want you to go ahead and take in a nice big deep breath. Allow your intuition to speak to you, and allow your intuition to guide you to which pile is speaking to you, Spirit Fam. Once again, we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So without further ado, Spirit Fam, let's go ahead and dive into your message for the month of December. Welcome, pile 1, to your December monthly energy. So this is the pile that you have chosen. You have chosen the Angel Tarot deck from Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine. So we're going to go ahead and start off with oracle cards for this month. So let's go ahead and put these off to the side, as is the tarot. So to start off with pile 1, we have Serendipity, To Be Fair, and Mending. Okay, so pile 1, your message so far for the month of December is to sort of keep in mind here that things are going to be balancing themselves out. I kind of almost want to feel like there is maybe some of you have been experiencing some discord, or maybe there is a relationship that is sort of had its ups and downs, or is sort of coming to an end, or maybe there's been some sort of conflict. The one thing I kind of want to let you know is that with Serendipity, this is really about sort of coming to an understanding that there are no coincidences in life. Understand that when things transpire, when things occur in our life, they occur for a reason. We're meant to sort of understand that there are reasons for each and everything that occur here. And I feel like, whatever's been going on here in your life, pile one, whether it be relationships, whether it be, in your career or in projects, I do feel that it has something to do with people in your life. And so I feel like kind of what this is saying is that, when these things sort of transpired, you weren't expecting them. They sort of kind of took you by surprise. And it sort of made you feel like, I'm just running a course of bad luck. Like that's the one thing I keep hearing here, that you sort of feel like you're running a course of bad luck and things just aren't going your way. But here's the thing. I want you to understand that whatever it is that you are experiencing, because this is for December, we are moving towards the end of it. The serendipity has a number 18, which reduces to a 9, which is really about endings and completions. When we move over to the to be fair is really about justice. It's about balance. And it's about understanding and trusting our own inner guidance to make the right choice. And I feel that it's also about you coming to a better understanding of higher learning. The to be fair is a 38, which reduces to an 11, which is about higher learning. It is about sort of an aha moment or an awakening, an enlightenment of some sort. So you could be actually experiencing a little bit of unfairness when it comes to this particular project or this particular individual here. But I want you to know that it is coming to an end. I want you to know that whatever transpired needed to occur in order for you to truly stand in your power, for you to truly recognize what you deserve and to find balance, to sort of maybe recognize that, you don't need to take the type of treatment that other people dish upon you, pile one, or that maybe you don't really need this type of person's negativity in your life. And I feel this is about you really learning to mend those aches and those pains and sort of take ownership of how you can sort of move along. And I think it sort of makes you think a little bit. I feel like it really makes you think about what it is you're truly wanting and allowing yourself to sort of take a stand for yourself. The one thing that really stands out to me here is on the to be fair is the owl that is on top of this woman's head. When you look at this card very closely here, pile one, you can see the owl right on top of this woman's head. And the owl truly represents our wisdom, our inner knowing. It represents our intuition, the guidance that we often receive when we allow ourselves to be an observer, when we allow ourselves to see things from a higher perspective, almost like looking at the bigger picture here. So I want to point out here that I feel like the ultimate message is don't really take to heart whatever transpired in this particular situation, especially if it deals with family or it deals with some sort of a relationship. Understand that, both parties are contributing to the issue in this particular relationship, but both parties also need to contribute to the healing. But I feel that ultimately you need to take the lead and you need to decide for yourself what you're going to keep and what you're going to let go of. Okay. Next we have embrace your life purpose. Now this message says, I am guiding you toward your divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing. So here's the thing that kind of stands out to me, pile one. I feel that with this serendipity and to be fair, I feel this is a message of you needing to understand that when certain things happen in our lives, when certain things occur, we have to sort of look at it as a blessing. And we have to look at it as, Spirit is really bringing it to our attention because we're needing to truly focus on the purpose behind why things occurred the way that they occurred. And I want to point out that when it's embracing your life purpose, it's really coming to an understanding that you're meant to be doing something with gusto and with passion. You're meant to truly express yourself and honor yourself with who you truly are. And find great joy in that. And I want to point out that if this is in regards to a relationship, I think that you really need to be reflective and sort of look at, this particular relationship from the broader perspective. You need to look at it as a whole, right? Is this person in your life? Did they really make you joyful? Did they really inspire you? Did they motivate you? Because if they didn't, then this is your indicator that you're needing to sort of mend that and let that go, right? I feel that this could also represent that maybe, and I want to point this out, that this card, when it first came out, it came out reversed. And with this deck, I don't really like to keep them reversed, but I do want to point it out here, Pile One, because what that's telling me is that maybe you have your intuition and your spirit team has really been guiding you towards doing something, whether this is writing, whether this is drawing, whether this is something creative in you wants to sort of come out, and I feel like you're not embracing it. You're not allowing it to take shape, and you're not allowing yourself time to embark upon that journey. And this is really wanting you to find the time to do that here, Pile One. Next, we have take control of your thoughts. Your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. Okay, Pile One, what this is really wanting you to be aware of, and I love how this is depicted as a lock and a key. I want you to understand that, our reality is shaped by our thoughts and our feelings. And every time we have a thought, we are ultimately giving that thought power. And the more power and the more focus that you put upon that specific thought, the more spirit or the universe understands that this is something that you truly desire, even when your intention is that it's not what you want. And so you need to really you need to be honest with yourself, right? With this to be fair, you need to be honest with yourself here, Pile One, and really ask yourself, do I really have control of my thoughts? Or are my thoughts just running rampant and sort of taking control of my life? I feel like if you could truly allow yourself, and see, that's the thing. I think this is the reason why you got this embrace your life purpose. I feel like what your team is really saying here, Pile One, is that, by you not embracing the things that make you joyful, this is the reason why you're experiencing all of this stuff that makes you sort of feel like life is happening to you and not from you. And that's what you need to understand here, Pile One. Life happens from you based off of your thoughts and your feelings. And understand that everything is vibration. And I can't say this enough, and I've been saying this quite a lot lately here, Pile One. I recently became a certified sound healing practitioner. And, a lot of the clients that I've been seeing lately have really been, the message that has come across has really been about understanding that everything is vibration. And the more that you attune yourself to a specific vibration, you're going to start vibrating at that frequency. You're going to have that same vibration. So when you're really wanting to change your life and you're really wanting to bring in certain things, right? You're really wanting to focus and manifest things that you truly desire. The question I have to ask you is, what are you doing in your day-to-day life that is helping you attune yourself to that vibration of the things that you are desiring? If you're not, then ultimately, if all you're doing is focusing on the things that you don't want, then that's what you're going to bring in. So let's go ahead and dive into the tarot now and see what additional insight Spirit can give you here, Pile One. So let's see. Okay, right off the bat, we got 2 cards. Okay, so right off the bat, we have the 2 of water. Okay, so this is going to be the 2 of cups with the wheel of fortune. Okay, this is pretty self-explanatory here, pile 1. You know, the wheel of fortune really speaks about destiny, and it speaks about karma. And here's the thing. You cannot change the wheel of fortune, right? Things are going to happen whether we want them to or not. And we have to sort of allow ourselves to go with the flow here. Now, the 2 of cups is really speaking about, you know, down here at the bottom, it says a relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness, the positive resolution of a conflict. See, this is the reason why I felt like the first 3 cards that came out had to do with a relationship. So understand that, you know, sometimes when there is conflict in a relationship, there's a lot of emotions that are involved here, pile 1. And I kind of feel like that it's just kind of choppy waters, right? Like it just feels like, you know, maybe you feel like you're drowning in this relationship, or maybe you feel like you can't get ahead or you can't get above water. And this is what Spirit really wants you to know. Understand that it is coming to an end. Maybe it started off really, really awful or really ragged, and it just sort of felt like you were drowning instead of swimming in this relationship. But I want to point out that I feel that things are moving. They're moving in a very different direction here with the Wheel of Fortune. It's saying a time of positive change, a situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. So I feel like this relationship is taking a turn. And I feel that what it's moving towards here with the Three of Earth is it's moving towards the ability to be team players in this relationship, to collaborate and communicate efficiently and effectively with each other. You know, the Three of Earth really speaks about creating something. And I want to point out that when it comes to a relationship, you know, all parties involved have to give and receive equally in this relationship in order to work towards something. So this could be a relationship that has to do with work, where you're collaborating with one another and you're working together towards a common goal. And I want to point out that if you're really concerned about this relationship, understand that it is going to be moving in a very favorable way here. So don't focus on where things went wrong. Like, that's the one thing I keep hearing, pile one. Don't focus on how things went wrong. Stop telling that story. Stop focusing on that story, because remember, you have to take control of your thoughts. And if you're wanting this relationship to heal and to be mended and to grow and to blossom into something, then you need to tell a new story, okay? Then we have the Four of Earth. Okay, this is the Four of Pentacles. So this is about understanding that, you know, when all parties involved in this relationship work together, you all will create balance and create harmony. Now, understand, again, this talks about, sometimes the Four of Pentacles can be viewed as someone hoarding, like someone giving more in the relationship than the next, or there not being an equal distribution of balance in the relationship. So I feel like you have to really come to an understanding here, pile one, about, how much are you willing to give in this relationship, and be open to receiving the same amount that you give. And understand that if that person isn't at a place where they can give you what you know that you deserve, then maybe it's time that you sort of take a step back, right? I feel like this, fours to me really speak about stability, okay? Let's see what your last and final card is so that we can kind of get a final message here on what it's trying. Oh, you got 2 additional cards. Okay, let's see. So we got the Two of Fire, okay, which is the Two of Wands. And this really speaks about new partnerships. So, okay, and new directions. Okay, so I want to point out that this is, okay, so in regards to this relationship, I feel that what this is saying is that things are going to start moving in your favor, okay? And I feel that this is going to open up an opportunity for you here, Pile One, to be able to create better, effective communication with this individual. Again, I feel like you need to sort of set boundaries. And I say that because your last card that came out was the Seven of Fire, which is the Seven of Wands. And what this is saying is this wants you to defend your beliefs and your decisions, and it wants you to stand your ground. And it's really about standing in your power here, Pile One. So I feel that in regards to this relationship, I'm going to stand by what I said earlier when I said that, you know, you need to decide if this is a relationship that you want to continue or if it's a relationship that you want to sort of dissipate from, you know, let go, because you recognize that that person really isn't going to be able to provide you with what you know that you deserve. But it doesn't mean that it will completely be severed. It could just mean that once you establish boundaries with this person or within this relationship, you know, the two of you or the three of you or the group of you would be able to really come to an understanding where you'll be able to, you know, move forward together or create things together, or, you know, be able to still become mutual friends with mutual agreements, but nothing more, okay? Now, let's move on to your additional message before we close this out. So here we have, okay, this is interesting. So here we have the Rama, and its message is, where are you being called to journey to? Okay, I feel like Pile One, again, with this, you know, embrace your purpose, I feel this is really asking you to really sit back and ask yourself, what is it that you really want out of life? What is it that you're truly wanting to experience? Are you wanting to travel? Because I sort of feel like this card really speaks about traveling. Maybe you're wanting to travel abroad. I feel like once you really connect with yourself on that level and you really ask yourself, what is it that I'm truly wanting to experience out of life? Then I feel that you'll be able to start taking action towards achieving that. Next, we have creating heaven on earth. It is happening. So understand, this is about you being in control of your thoughts, being in control of your feelings, really truly understanding that you are the creator of your own destiny here, Pile Two. And this is about you understanding that when you are in control of your thoughts and you are in control of your emotions, you are basically creating heaven on earth. You know, the whole point of being here is to experience life and to experience joy and to experience its opposites, to truly help you grow and expand your awareness and consciousness at a different level, okay? In this reality, in this 3D reality, it's very dense and everything seems sort of finite, right? Like everything seems like it's just, what's the word I'm looking for? So it almost feels like there isn't anything else that we could, like there's nothing else other than what we are experiencing that we could experience. And that's the whole point of you being a creator. That is the whole point of us, you know, becoming awakened and becoming enlightened, is to truly discover who we are and discover our truest potential and creating heaven on earth. And I want you to point out here that we are literally creating that. There are so many light workers out in the collective right now that are literally changing timelines. They are changing our future. They are creating heaven on earth. They are really truly doing the groundwork necessary to make this become a reality. Okay. And then last but not least, we have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetime. So I want to point out here, Pile One, that I feel that there is a part of you actually quite a few out there in the collective that sort of do feel like you're being called. There is a part of you that is being called to sort of rise up to a higher standard or to do something, but you're unsure of what that is. And I want to point out that all of the knowledge and the guidance and the wisdom that you could potentially get or have, you already have. It is already within you. You've lived many different lifetimes where you've gained a lot of the skills, the talents, and the abilities that you have within you to be able to anchor that into this vessel and in this reality, to be able to make it become a reality in this place. So Pile one, this is going to be your message for this month. I hope you were able to gain lots of wisdom and insight. I hope it answered a couple of questions for you. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I truly do value and appreciate each and every single one of you. I do miss doing Zodiac reads, so I cannot wait until the Patreon becomes active so that you could actually join me for a small minimal fee once a month to get your individual Zodiac reads once a month. So once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, PileTwo. Welcome to your monthly message. This is going to be what Spirit wants you to know for the month of December. You have chosen The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. And so we're going to go ahead and get started with some oracle cards. So we're going to push these off to the side and go right into your oracle messages for this month. So starting off the bat, we have co-create, soulmates, and thinker. Okay. All right. I absolutely love this pile too. So here's kind of what I'm picking up for you here this month. I really feel that this is going to be pertaining to a relationship. And I really feel that this is about a relationship that is brand new in your life. I feel that you're a little unsure of whether this relationship is something that is going to last, or if this is just a relationship that is only going to last for a set amount of time. So here's where they want me to start off with, okay? I feel that ultimately there's a very big confusion and misunderstanding of what the true meaning of a soulmate is. A lot of times when people talk about soulmates, they're oftentimes referencing a romantic soulmate. But here's the thing. Soulmates can be platonic and they can be romantic. You could have a soulmate that is a part of your family. You can have a soulmate that is just an acquaintance. You can have a soulmate that isn't even romantic in any way. But understand that a soulmate is ultimately meant to help you expand your awareness. You're meant to learn something together. You both are learning from each other in different ways based off of whatever contract it is that the two of you signed before coming into this reality. Now, as I'm looking at this, I want to point out that this relationship that is in your life, and here's what I'm going to say. For many of you, it's different. For many of you, it is romantic in a sense, and for others of you, it's just platonic. This is just something that you are meant to experience together and sort of create something, right? So this is about you creating something in this, like, it's almost like the two of you came into each other's lives to truly help awaken each other on different levels. That's kind of what I'm picking up. I also want to point out here that I oftentimes read a soulmate card as you coming into alignment with your own soul, like your higher self, right? That part of you that is connected to divine source energy, or that is connected to God, whatever you want to call it. And you're meant to really partner with that individual, right? You're meant to partner with your higher self. You're meant to partner with this person that's sort of come into your life here. Because I feel that although the two of you are very different, and this is what I want to point out here, this is why I said that it isn't always romantic when you meet someone. Just because someone says that it's my soulmate doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a romantic soulmate. I want to point out that the two of you are very different, because kind of what I'm seeing here is that you both were raised very differently. You both have very different beliefs. And it's almost like you're unsure of how this is going to work or what you will actually be able to gain out of this particular relationship. I do kind of feel like you're overthinking it just a little bit, and you're not really truly allowing yourself to be in the space of experiencing the relationship the way that you are meant to experience the relationship. So I want to point out here, PileTwo, is that, you know, using your intuition to guide you in this relationship is going to be your best course of action. You don't want to overanalyze. You don't want to overthink. You don't want to think about it from an ego perspective. You want to allow your intuition to sort of guide you. Let your heart speak to you. Again, even if it's not a romantic relationship, your heart, which is how we oftentimes perceive our intuition, is going to speak to you. You're going to automatically know what this relationship is meant to teach you, or what you are meant to experience in the moment. Okay. And I feel like the two of you are really meant to sort of put your heads together and sort of, you know, learn from each other, right? Maybe this person's experiences might actually teach you something about something that you experience. Maybe you'll uncover that the two of you have some similarities, but you both view it from very different perspectives. And it's really about broadening your horizons and allowing you to sort of see things from a different perspective, okay? So I feel like it's wanting you to sort of open up here. It's wanting you, and here's what I want to point out. All three of your cards right here are 4s. So you have a 40, a 41, and a 44. So this is about creating a stable foundation for you. And I feel that this is going to be a stable foundation in your beliefs, okay? Because I feel like this relationship is really making you question what you truly, truly believe, right? Which is why I feel like you're thinking about it so much. So let's go ahead and get some more information. So, oh, bam. Okay, we have someone new is coming. Okay, so for some of you, this could be that maybe some of you haven't met this person, and this person is going to be coming into your life. And maybe this is going to be the reason why you're going to be questioning, you know, is this really a platonic relationship? Is this really a soulmate? Is this, so understand that whatever this new person that's coming in, I feel like you need to be open to it. You need to allow your intuition to guide you. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Don't make it more complicated than what it really is. Just allow yourself to be in the experience. So it says, open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter your life. This is really about you opening up here, PileTwo. So I feel that this really is about a relationship, and I feel like you just need to be open to it. Understand that when you can allow it to be what it is, and you don't overanalyze it and don't overcomplicate it, you'll be able to experience the joy of having that relationship, right? Even if it's not romantic, okay? Next we have no fear. Okay, so here's what I'm kind of hearing. Maybe for some of you out in the collective, maybe some of you are really not wanting to get into a relationship. Again, I cannot stress this enough, PileTwo. You know, when the term soulmate comes in, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's about getting into a relationship. A relationship is just individuals coming together and creating harmony and joy in each other's lives. It doesn't mean that it's something that's permanent and that it has to be permanent. And I feel this is where we tend to complicate things. We tend to put labels on everything instead of just allowing ourselves to just go with the flow when it comes to relationships. So here it says, fear is a trap of the ego. So this is really asking you to utilize your sort of light to free yourself from the disquieting feelings holding you back. So I feel that if you step into this relationship when this new person comes into your life in a very fearful perspective, then you're not going to really experience it the way that you are meant to experience it. Okay? So, pile 2, let's go ahead and dive right into the tarot to add on to this beautiful message here. Okay, so what else do we have for pile 2? So I really feel that you ultimately need to just be very open to this relationship. I'm feeling this card. So I feel like if you can just open yourself up. Okay, so right off the bat, we got the Tower, okay? And the Tower card is really about change, right? So there is change coming, and I feel that this person coming into your life is really the change. And I feel that if you're not open to it, like if you're resistant to it, then you could potentially miss out on something valuable, something important that I feel this individual will actually be able to teach you. Next, we have, Messenger of Earth. So this is the Page of Pentacles. I'm sorry. This is the Knight of Pentacles, I think, in her deck. Anyway, okay, so here's what I feel. I feel that this person that's coming into your life is really meant to teach you something. You're meant to really gain some really sturdy knowledge from this person. And I feel ultimately, this person is really going to set the path for where you are meant to go in your life. I feel like they're meant to teach you something that ultimately will help you become not a better person, but I feel like will be able to provide you with a deeper sense of understanding. Okay, so the messenger is the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is a person that is trustworthy, okay? I do feel that this person is very loyal, okay? And they're very consistent in how they come across. So don't ever question that. Don't ever question that. So next we have the Page of Earth. Okay, so they might be younger than you. I want to point that out. They might be very enthusiastic, very optimistic. Again, I feel like it's different than what you're expecting. And I feel that if you come off as very standoffish when this new person comes into your life here, pile 2, then again, you're not going to be able to really enjoy what this person would be able to provide you or give you, okay? So I feel like this is ultimately what you're needing to truly embrace here, because I feel like something beautiful could come out of this. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be romantic. It's just about you being open to what is potential, right? The potential of something beautiful and magnificent coming into your life here. I also want to point out that I feel that this person that's coming into your life, or this person that is already in your life, right? This person was brought up very different than you. I think I said that earlier, that they had different beliefs, or they were raised differently than you. And so therefore, they're going to be able to give you that different perspective. Now we have the Nine of Air, which is the Nine of Swords that's coming up again. So I feel like it's going to be important for you to really not let your fear take control when it comes to this relationship. Don't automatically jump to conclusions. Don't automatically assume the worst could potentially happen when it comes to this relationship. I feel like you're needing to be very... you're needing to be on solid ground here when it comes to this relationship, pile 2, because I feel like this person's going to be very practical and is going to be able to offer you some really great insight that is going to help you see things in your life from a very different perspective. Okay, you got 2 additional cards. We got the Seven of Fire, which is the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Fire, what I'm kind of seeing is that you're needing to really stand on top, okay? This is about really standing in your power and securing yourself. But I feel it's also about you being very optimistic and allowing your inner you to be authentic and to shine out, okay? The one thing, okay, that I understand the most about unicorns, because this is a unicorn on top of a boulder, is that unicorns seek the light. They seek the truth. They bring out the truth. And I feel that this person is going to reveal some truth to you that is going to help you learn how to be more assertive and to stand in your power and take greater action towards the things that you're wanting to accomplish. And last, we have the Ace of Earth. Okay, so this is an Ace of Pentacles, and I feel like this is a new opportunity. I feel that this person coming into your life is really meant to kind of show you different potential relationships and what they look like. So it's giving you a different perspective of a relationship. I want to point out that I keep hearing that it's probably going to feel very similar to a previous relationship you had, which is probably why you might be a little standoffish. But what Spirit is saying is that when you can... is saying that by giving you a different perspective, it will help you sort of change the story that you've been repeating to yourself over and over and over in your mind here. So that is what we have here in the Tarot. Going a little bit further, we have share your voice. Okay, so this is about you needing to come out, like I said, here with this Seven of Fire, about you really needing to stand in your power, you standing in your light and allowing yourself to be seen and to be heard and to be authentically you. The share your voice is a call for you to recognize that you have to be able to express yourself freely. And I feel that, you know, this person is going to give you that safe space that I feel that you need to be seen and to be heard and to allow you to express yourself without persecution. I really feel that. And because I said this person is very, very loyal. They are very consistent in how they come across. So they're never going to show you one face and then show you another face. They're going to be very consistent in how they come across to you. And that's how you're going to be able to let down your guard here, Pile 2, and trust them and truly allow yourself to be seen for who you truly are. And last but not least, we have the initiation. It's a rite of passage. It's crossing the threshold. So I really feel that what this is this is you sort of crossing this threshold of what relationships, of what your belief on relationships, right? Again, I said that this person was really going to give you a different perspective of what relationships look like and feel like to you, allowing you to have that higher knowledge, that higher experience that's going to be able to teach you a lot of amazing aha moments here, Pile 2. I absolutely love this for you. I do feel like this person is really an extension of you in a way. Maybe it could be someone from the same ancestral line, like part of your soul family, that is really meant to help you fulfill, you know, your purpose or your mission here to, you know, learn to like heal all of those wounds that you have sort of been holding on to in this reality when it pertains to relationships. Maybe you've had similar relationships that have all sort of made you feel the same kind of way and kind of made you a little hesitant to be open to them. So Pile 2, this is going to be your message. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate and value each and every single one of you. I cannot wait until my Patreon becomes active so that I can start providing zodiac content for you. I truly do miss those, and I feel you all do too. But there's been a lot of changes in my life, and so I've had to sort of make adjustments here and there. So Pile 2, I hope you were able to gain lots of insight. I want to thank you once again, and I will see you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your December energy message. You chose PileThree, which is the Archangel Power Tarot card from Radley Valentine. So we are going to go ahead and push this off to the side, as this is going to be the tarot cards we are going to use, and we are going to start off with your oracle cards for this month. So starting off, we have why, imagine, and a leg up. Okay, PileThree. I really feel that this month, I feel like you've really been questioning why certain things have been going on in your life. It's almost like you don't understand the reasoning behind why certain situations have kind of played out the way that they have, why certain things sort of fell through, and why maybe some relationships sort of ended. Here's what I want to here's what I want to say, because I feel like what Spirit is really saying here with a why, okay, because it's a 31 and it reduces to a 4. I feel like the why that you keep asking yourself is really meant for you to really dig a little bit deeper into what it is you are truly desiring. What are you really wanting out of life? What's really going to make you happy? What is the one thing that you would love to absolutely have in your life that would make you the happiest? I feel like all of these things, all of these whys that you keep asking, is because Spirit is really wanting you to dig a little bit deeper within yourself. And understand that the more that you ask yourself why, it gets a little bit deeper and deeper into your foundation. Because understand that, you know, a house is built upon a foundation, right? And we are often a representation of our house. If our foundation is faulty, if we don't do the inspection when we buy a house and look to check if the foundation is stable, then how can we be assured that we'll be able to, you know, not have certain things come across in our lives, right? So I feel this is why you're being asked all of these questions, why all of these questions have just sort of popped up. And it's wanting you to imagine, okay? It's wanting you to find balance in understanding that sometimes when things occur in our life, it's because it's assisting us, it's providing us with a greater sense of understanding, or it's providing us with an opportunity to be able to reflect on what it is it's truly going to offer us at some point. The one thing I want to point out here, and this can be very frustrating for someone that is going through a lot of obstacles at the moment, right? Because I kind of feel, PileThree, that you're going through a lot of obstacles right now. I kind of feel like everything has just been stripped down from you, down to the bare minimum of the foundation. But here's what I want you to understand. Understand that even though things may look bleak right now, even though things may look like things are falling apart, you are getting the help that you need from the other side. I feel like you just can't see that it's help. You're being supported. You're being carried at this time. I think there is a beautiful passage. It's the footprints passage in the Bible. That it's a story of how, you know, when this individual was, you know, going through trials and tribulations, they only saw one set of footprints in the sand. And, you know, while his entire journey up until that point, he had seen two sets of footprints. And I feel like a lot of times when we go through obstacles, when we go through challenges, we feel like we're all alone. We feel like we're in it alone and that no one's there. And we wonder why, you know, our spirit team has sort of left us behind. But the reality is that they have not. They're actually carrying you. They are carrying you in that moment because they understand that you are vulnerable and that you feel alone. And this is the reason why they carry you. They carry you because they're helping you through the hardest times, right? But we don't recognize that we're being carried in that moment, right? Because we're in a very dense environment in this 3D reality, and it's very hard a lot of times for us to really feel when our guides are around, or when our team is around, or when they're assisting us. And you could be going through a dark night of the soul here, PileThree. But I want you to understand that I feel that even though you're going through something that's very exhausting and very challenging right now, your team wants you to know, keep dreaming about what you want for your life. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on, what a potential reality. If you're wanting to create a business, if you're wanting a brand new car, if you're wanting a brand new house, whatever it is, don't give up on your dream. Keep imagining it. Imagine that you are being uplifted out of this challenging situation, and ask for your team to give you the little, synchronistic, things that you need to help keep you motivated. One of the things I often teach a lot of my coaching clients is that they need to get personal with their team and their angels and their guides, and they just need to communicate with them. They need to ask them for what it is they want. If they want a specific sign, then ask for that sign. But if you don't see that sign the first day, don't give up on it. Keep asking, because all it could be is that maybe you're just not aware of it. Right? Because when we are not actively looking for something is one of the biggest times when we miss something. So I want you to understand that even though you might feel like you're going through a lot right now, understand that you are being carried, you are being assisted, you are not alone in this transition, and they're moving you towards a better path, a better way. So next we have, your prayers are being answered. I love this. So what it's saying here is, your prayers are being received by the divine. Answers will come soon, although perhaps in forms you didn't expect. So again, I want to point out here that a lot of times when we experience obstacles or challenges, and we start questioning why does this happen to me, or a lot of times when people get sick, one of the biggest questions people often ask is, why did it have to happen to that family? Or why does this have to happen? Or why is this happening to me? Understand that when things happen, they happen because, there is a prayer that is being answered. And it might not look exactly the way that we want it to look, right? We and the divine and God is answering our prayer, and we look at it as if God or the divine is hurting us, or they're neglecting us in some way, because it's not exactly what we wanted for ourselves, right? But the thing is that God and the divine can actually see beyond what we can see. They can see that what it is that we thought we wanted really isn't what we want. But we can't see that because we can't see into the future. We can't see or predict what is going to occur. And so I feel that you're needing to really tap in to that part of you here, PileThree, where you have to trust in the process and understand that when change occurs, it occurs because God and the divine are trying to align you to the path that is best suited for your highest good, even when it doesn't look like the way you want it to look, okay? And so I feel this is where you're needing to sort of have that understanding that you don't know, what that although you can ask for what you want, and if it isn't given to you the way that you want it, don't dismiss it, because there is something beautiful and powerful in that, okay? Next we have increase your knowledge. So the message here is education brings opportunities. Take a course, pick up a book, or find a mentor to teach you what your soul longs to know. I feel that ultimately what this is saying is that maybe this is really asking you to really seek the knowledge from some other source that would be able to guide you or provide you with the knowledge that you are seeking, right? Maybe there's something that you've been wanting to learn, right? Or maybe you've been wanting to learn how to read cards, right? Maybe you've been wanting to know, how can I be able to provide myself and tune into my intuitive guidance, you know, when I'm struggling, when I'm going through these challenges, and when I'm going through these obstacles. And this is Spirit's way of letting you know you can learn how to do this. There are so many different opportunities out there that, and avenues that, you know, people will be able to assist you and help you. So I feel like you're needing to sort of get a little bit more knowledge on esoteric wisdom and spirituality. And so maybe this is something that you're needing to really explore here, PileThree. So let's go ahead and dive into the tarot and see what additional information and insight Spirit can offer you here with this beautiful message. So let's see. What else do we have? Okay. We are starting off with the Five of Michael, which is the Five of Swords. Okay, so what it's saying is that this situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome and consider taking a more uplifting approach. Okay, so again, along to what I was saying, you know, a lot of times when things don't happen the way that we want them to, we have to accept them, right? And I feel that the biggest message here with this Five of Michael is that we have to detach. We have to recognize that sometimes we become so attached to wanting things a certain way or wanting certain things to happen that we end up disappointing ourselves when it doesn't happen that way. Right? Especially like right here where it says your prayers are being answered. You know, your prayers are being received by the divine. Answers will come soon, although perhaps in forms you didn't expect. So again, this is another confirmation that they're wanting you to detach from the outcome. Stop trying to force things to happen. Allow things to be what they are and try to seek guidance in the disappointment that you often feel. Okay. Next, we have the Wheel. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. So here's what I want to point out. I feel that whatever you are currently experiencing here, PileThree, understand that it is coming to an end. Okay. I feel like you're in this dark night of the soul. I think I said that earlier. And I want you to know that this is about you getting a better understanding of who you are. And it's about you shedding those old layers, those old beliefs of who you were so that you could become, you know, the version of who you truly are, the part of you that is really truly connected to divine source energy. I want to point out here that, you know, as much as we would like to control certain situations and certain obstacles, we don't have that control. And so the Wheel of Fortune really states that, you know, the Wheel of Fortune speaks a lot about karma, and it speaks about fate, and it speaks about destiny. That is out of our control. And again, if we're so attached to having things a certain way and it doesn't happen that way, we end up disappointing ourselves. And what this is really wanting you to understand is that you have to be open to experiencing things in different ways so that you could gain the knowledge and the insight and understanding of why you were meant to experience it that way later, right? How do you know that what you're experiencing now isn't going to help you or benefit you in the long run, like later on, like maybe 10, 20 years down the line, right? You might not have that aha moment until then, but when you do, you'll sit back and you'll be grateful and you'll say, oh my gosh, this is the reason why I went through that, so that I could learn to be grateful, so that I could learn to be patient, so that I could learn to be more discerning about where I was spending my energy. Okay. All right, moving on. What do we have next? Next, we have the Seven of Ariel. So this is going to be the Seven of Pentacles. So this is about, and I find this so ironic. So the Seven of Ariel is You've invested wisely, have patience, and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. So again, understand that you might feel like this has sort of drug out for a very long extended period of time here, PileThree, but understand that you are coming towards the end. I believe I said that when the Wheel of Fortune popped out. And I want you to understand that this whole experience is really going to give you something tangible that you will be able to relate to later on. I feel like you just need to be a little bit more patient. Really ask yourself, where can I spend some of my time? And I feel like some of that time needs to be spent on learning something new. If you're really wanting a new career, or you're really wanting to sort of shift yourself in a different direction when it comes to a job or something, right? Maybe you need to educate yourself on something new, something that makes your heart sing, something that you thoroughly enjoy, okay? Understand that you have to take action when it comes to the things that you're truly desiring. But again, don't limit yourself as to how it's going to come to you or how you want it to come, because you have to be open to how Spirit is going to deliver it to you. Okay. Next, we have the Five of Ariel. Okay, this is the Five of Pentacles. You needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. This is so true. And I feel this is why the leg up came up, because the leg up wants to remind you here, PileThree, that in times of those challenges, in times of those obstacles, you are being carried. You are not alone. And I feel that the more that you tell yourself that you're alone and that nobody cares and that nobody loves you, you basically fulfill that. You fulfill that for yourself. Which is why I constantly tell people, be careful what you speak into existence. The more that you speak into existence, the more that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The Five of Pentacles really speaks about feeling like you're left out in the cold. And I want to point out here that in the traditional tarot, it's depicted as an old woman outside of a church, and there is a leper that is behind him, right? And because this old woman is associated with the leopard, she has been ostracized, right? And the thing is that everything in life is a choice. Everything in life. How you choose to perceive things is based off of a choice. If you continuously tell yourself, all of these negative things that you continue to believe and you bring about, the more challenging it's going to be for you, because you're ultimately creating that reality over and over and over again. So I feel that the important thing for you to do is continue to dream about what it is you're truly, desiring. Don't give up on your dreams. Try to see the silver lining. Recognize that when you're being pessimistic or when you're playing the role of a victim, what can you do to help switch that perception? Okay. All right. Moving on. What else do we have here? Okay. Now we've got these last two cards. So we have the Knight of Gabriel, which is the Knight of Wands, and it says, time to take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing just what to do. So I feel that this is really speaking here, PileThree, about you needing to take charge. You needing to take charge of your own life. Recognize, and I said this earlier to a client of mine that I was meeting with today, you need to recognize that you are, how you perceive things, that you are both the solution and the problem to your situation. You have to be able to recognize how much of a problem you truly are. Like, are you the reason why things keep happening, right? Are your thoughts in alignment with what you are trying to attract? Because if they're not, then you are basically self-fulfilling your own reality. Okay, so the Knight of Gabriel is really wanting you to be very clear. Now, Gabriel deals a lot with communication. And Gabriel is associated with the sacral chakra, which is where our creativity resides. And so it is important for you to recognize here, Pile3, that how you communicate to yourself in your thoughts and verbally is basically what creates your reality. So this is where you need to take action and really, be very passionate about wanting to change your life and being consistent, because a knight is really about providing you with that message and really moving us towards what we're truly desiring. Okay, the Knight of Wands is the fastest, is one of the fastest moving knights in the deck. But I want to point out here that a Knight of Wands can also be very inconsistent. So I feel that, when the flame burns out, what are you actually doing to continue to feed your flame and your passion? Or do you just let it die out and then you feel like you have to start all over? Okay, so that's important here, Pile3. And last but not least, we have the Seven of Raphael, which is the Seven of Cups. Again, I said it earlier that everything in life is based off of choice. And the Seven of Cups is no different. The Seven of Cups is about choices. It's about decisions. Recognizing that every day that we wake up, we are presented with multiple opportunities of what we could potentially do, how our day could potentially go. And it's really about being clear about what it is that we want and taking that guided action towards what it is that we want. So again, my message here, Pile3, about you being the problem and the solution to your situation is very valid. So with this Seven of Raphael, it's really about you needing to become aware of what actions, what decisions, what choices are you making on a day-to-day basis that, either help you get out of the situation that you're in, or do they keep you in the situation that you're in? Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper here, Pile3. So we have Keepers of Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand behind you. So again, this really brings me back to this whole dark night of the soul. A lot of times when we're going through a dark night of the soul, we feel alone, right? We lose touch with our friends. We feel like nobody understands us. But I feel this is the time when you have an opportunity to connect the most to your ancestors, to your deceased loved ones, to your guides, to your angels. This is an opportunity where they are there. They are, cheering for you. They are guiding you. They are helping you. They are assisting you. They're the ones giving you this leg up. They're the ones helping you sort of go through this process and understand that a dark night of the soul is really a death and a rebirth. So it's quite overwhelming. It's quite a lot of stuff to go through. And I want to point out here that, this is where this is time for you to connect with yourself. It's to basically unlearn who you were in order to become who you are. Okay, next we have protection, right? Call back your power, cut all the cords, soul retrieval. So again, with a dark night of the soul, I mentioned it is a death and a rebirth. And when you're going through the death process, everything that is no longer serving you is being shed. Every layer of who you thought you were, every belief system sort of crumbles down and it leaves you to the bare foundation, right? Because once you're at that bare foundation here, Pile3, now it's time for you to start building the life that you actually want to lead. And it's about you calling back your power, you taking back ownership and really allowing yourself to stand in your power. Because you're no longer who other people thought you were. You're no longer who people perceived you to be. You are who you are, and you're deciding who you are in that moment. And last but not least, we have no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Okay. I feel like this message right here, Pile3, is really just an indicator for you that you know, I feel like you need to learn to say no a lot more. I feel like you're kind of the yes man, you know, where you say yes to each and everything. And what Spirit is really wanting you to know is that you need to be more in touch with your body and your intuition before you actually commit to something. Okay. I feel like one of the things that really stands out to me is that, you know, maybe you need to, you know, seek out someone who can do a human design chart for you, that can really tell you what your authority is and what your best strategy is when it comes to trusting the consciousness that runs through your body and your intuition. I can tell you that once I started doing human design, it has made my coaching and my sound healing so much better, because I was actually able to truly identify how people were wired and how to help them become more confident in who they are authentically. So I feel like what this is saying is that you're needing to sort of pause. Whenever someone asks you something, I feel like instead of answering an automatic yes, you need to sort of pause for a moment and really ask yourself, is this something I really want to do? Because I feel like a lot of times you say yes because you feel it's an obligation. You feel like you're obligated to do something. And I feel that people around you take advantage of that. They take advantage of the fact that you will always say yes. But you're really needing to ask yourself, right? Because again, this is about you calling back your power and cutting those cords and no longer giving of yourself without your consent. And so this is why this no has come up. So PileThree, this is your message for the month of December. I hope it provided you with lots of clarity and lots of insight. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I cannot wait until the Patreon becomes up and live, so that I can continue doing the Zodiac reads, and I can't wait for you to join me. It is something that I truly miss, but with all the changes that have been coming down the pipeline, I've had to sort of make changes in my own life as well. So once again, PileThree, I thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys.